Awakening is life. You are watching Catastrophic Moments serial.
Can a desert become an oasis? Only ordinary people will ask such questions. The extraordinary people who can handle the catastrophic moments will never raise such questions. They can transform even the death-yielding desert into a blooming oasis. Moses, who appears in the Old Testament of the Bible, is a very good example for this. He was born in the very shadow of death. Second Ramsay, the emperor of Egypt, ordered to kill all the male children of the Jew slaves and threw them into the Nile River. So Moses' mother didn't know what to do. So she put him in a basket and floated in the river Nile. Fortunately, the daughter of the emperor found him and decided to nurture him in the palace. So Moses got the royal place and he grew in his strength, valor, wisdom and diplomacy. He went and fought with the nearby kingdom and brought laurels to the king and the kingdom. He became very popular among the people. This infuriated the son of the emperor, and he was so jealous of Moses. One day he found the fact that he doesn't belong to the royal family at all. Moses is the son of a Jew slave. So he went and arrested and produced him in the royal court. When the emperor heard this, he was very sad. But after the inquiry, when he came to know that it is the fact, he condemned him to death. So Moses was exiled to the desert with a one-day ration of food and water, whereas it would take many more days to cross the desert. Yet he gathered his strength and he looked around. Sand, 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 everywhere sand. But he walked and walked till his tongue became dried up. Then he squeezed the leather water bag. Not even a drop was falling down. He was fully exhausted and couldn't even walk. He fell down in the Midian desert.
To get this series of videos, click the subscribe button and the like button below this video.
When Moses woke up, he heard the sound of women fighting and quarreling with the shepherds for the well water. Immediately he stormed and chased all the shepherds away and got the goodwill of the women folk. Then he accepted their invitation and stayed in their home and got married with the eldest daughter Zipporah and lived in the forest for 40 long years. Then one day he saw a mysterious burning but not burnt out bush. He realized that it is pointing to himself. In silence and solitude, he heard the mellifluous voice of God in the very core of his being. The racial identity for which he was condemned to death became his ambitious life goal. With the help of God, he decided and determined to bring freedom to the Jewish people from the Egyptian bondage. Astonishingly, the desert shepherd with his staff gathered strength and courage to fight with the mighty Egyptian emperor with all his army. He thwarted the king and the kingdom for 10 times with his 10 different miracles. Stricken with the fear, the emperor released the Jewish slaves. Moses led them towards the land of milk and honey, the promised land of Canaan. But he did not take the regular mercantile path. Rather, the hard path he chose through the desert for 40 long and tedious years. He was leading them to the promised land.
This is Top Secrets of a Living Deeply channel.
The important question you have to raise here is, when did Moses transform the death-knell into the blooming paradise? It is when he lost the royal status, kingly palace, luxurious life, his own slaughtering people, his beloved home and relatives. It is when he was roaming around in the wilderness in silence and solitude for 40 long years. It is when he encountered himself in the form of a burning yet not burnt bush on the mountain. It is when he heard the mellifluous voice of God in his very core of his being. It is when he took the very reason for which he was condemned to death as the goal of his life. It is when he decided and determined with the help of God to bring liberation to the Jewish people out of their Egyptian bondage. It is when he took courage to fight against the mighty Egyptian emperor with all his army, with his ordinary desert shepherd's staff. It is when he fought with the king persistently for 10 times with the 10 different miracles. After getting the freedom, it is when he decided not to follow the usual trade path to the promised land. It is when he took the hard and tedious 40-year-long desert path to purge the people and to reach the land of milk and honey. Yes, my dear audience, the important lesson that we have to learn here is, it is not enough to face the catastrophic moments in life, but we have to bear and persevere till the end. Each decision that we make all the way is very important. They transform the death-knell into the blooming paradise. Keep all these facts in your mind and try to grope through the dark moments in your life till the end and see the land of milk and honey in your future.
Thank you for enjoying this video. Share this video with your friends and groups. Don't forget to press the like button and the subscribe button. Register your valuable comments and ideas about this video in the YouTube.